Oh, no.
Hello, YouTube. How are you? My name is Mike. This right here is Health and Wealth. Thanks for joining me today when I talk about MicroStrategy, which stock symbol is MSTR. I talk about MSTY, which is a ETF provided by YieldMax, and kind of what we've seen, what to expect, things like that. So stay tuned for that. Also, I want to take a look at Twitter. Michael Saylor today throwing down some comments on Twitter, which were pretty entertaining. And I also want to talk about FOMO, fear of missing out when it comes to purchasing Bitcoin or MicroStrategy, things like that. So that's in the conversation today. Before I get into that, I just want to talk to Mike in my comments. Hi, Mike. How are you? Thank you for being the grammar police. I appreciate that. I guess in a video he pegged off that I said going to. Instead, I might have said gonna to. I think I stated in the beginning of the video, I have a cold. You know what, Mike? I still do. 6 days later, I still have a cold. There's the box of Kleenex for you. So if you hear any grammatical errors, Mike, thank you for your comment and your feedback. I appreciate you. And thanks for contributing. So how's everybody doing today? I'm doing all right. You know what? I had some what's it called? Emergency this morning. I had my Greens Plus. I'm feeling good. I went into my IBKR account and I tried to see if I could buy Bitcoin. Speaking of FOMO, I tried to see if I can buy Bitcoin. It's not allowing me to, so I might have to go find some sort of wallet to buy Bitcoin. But I thought, you know what? Why not just dip your toe in? And it's not going to be a major investment or anything like that. But I have a really funny meme video to show you after that kind of triggered this for me. There was two of them that got me and right in the feels. And I thought, oh, maybe I should, right? So you guys tell me, are you thinking about dipping your toe into Bitcoin itself? And I just want to make sure we're totally clear. This is not financial advice. I'm just talking about what I'm doing. I am just a guy on YouTube, as many of you know, with limited experience. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm actually just doing this for Mike and his entertainment. So appreciate you all for following along. And that kind of was like a pretty good like pun right there. Pun intended. But let's take a look. Also, let me know, are you guys into buying real Christmas trees or fake Christmas trees? Which one is it, real or fake? Because I've got an option here of buying a fake tree. So up here in Canada, the real trees are like $100 to cut down yourself, which is getting out of hand. The cost of tree has not gone up over the last year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. It's the same price, right? It's 10 cents for a seed. That's ridiculous. And then to go get it at like I don't know, a Home Depot, it's like $50. Right? That's getting out of hand, the price of Christmas trees. So I mean, this tree right here, 6 feet, unlit, Rocky Mountain fir, wild artificial Christmas tree, 6-footer. We're looking at $239 one-time fee for the next 20 years. Let's talk about saving some money. We're going to put a little out right now, but look at that tree. It's beautiful. We can decorate it with our own decorations. Life is good. Are you a real tree or a fake tree holder? Tell me in the comments below. And let's take a look at MSTY itself here. Now, I used to have more shares. I ended up selling some off on a covered call adventure, but I still have 100 shares of MSTY right here. I'm still very dedicated and interested in the success of MSTY. MicroStrategy itself, this is where MSTY trades from, and MSTR ended on Friday at $421. Which is pretty incredible. If you take a look at the last 6 months on this chart here, I'll go ahead and bring that up a little bit. The chart has got a huge upswing to it. That kind of does make me nervous whenever something has such a quick climb. Usually you can see Things that climb that dramatically probably will have a little reduction in the future. And with the uncertainty of the market out there, recession conversation, interest rates, things like that, mentally I'm prepared for it to come back down. So what happens to our MSTY ETF if it comes back down? I had a comment in the one of the last videos I made, and they said, would this ever go to zero? So let's talk about how we make money, how MSTY makes money, right? They make money on writing synthetic options on MicroStrategy. They make money on writing weekly calls. And, I'm going to put those ones in air quotes because if you paid attention, they're not making a lot of money on weekly calls because judgment has not been great. But yeah, we have weekly calls out here on these. And am I looking at this correctly? Are they expecting huge things here? Give me 1 second. What is happening on... Okay, so they have a synthetic option for February at $315. That's looking really, really good. And then it looks like we have some calls for the 6th of December at $720. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. That's not bad. They're way out of the money, right? So that's actually not bad. Where MSTY has gone wrong in the past month is that they write their options too close to the price of the underlying, which is MicroStrategy. So this looks like they're much higher. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like they're much higher. So they're anticipating potentially an upswing, but they're also probably sick of closing their options and having to pay $56 per share to close it, right? They're tired of paying out millions of dollars to close options because MicroStrategy is just a wild animal. And as you can see right here, it's got major upswings to it, right? Now, what goes up must come down. So says the saying, but will that happen with MicroStrategy? Maybe not anytime soon, but we're here for the volatility, right? We're here for the volatility. The reason that we have got a massive dividend over the last 2 months here now is because of that volatility. Okay, so the question was, will these ever go to zero? So the managers, the fund managers of YieldMax, they write covered calls, they write synthetic options, and that's how they generate the money for your dividend. Now, there is a couple of ways for it to go to zero. The company itself goes bankrupt, and it's gone, right? So we saw that potential with super microcomputers the other day, but things are looking better for it, I guess. So that's good. The other way it could go to zero is if they just poorly manage the fund all the way to $0. Now that shouldn't happen. What we've seen before is they do something called a reverse split. So they take their share price, and this happened with Tesla, TSLY, and they did a reverse split, thus making the price of the fund or the price of the shares higher. Not really a positive or negative, but we have seen the negative side of that is that the distributions would go back up for a period of times, but then they come back down, right? So if they don't properly manage these funds, that could happen. But going to zero is very unlikely. It really depends on if that underlying company goes to zero as well. So that's basically it on that one. Now, do we see MicroStrategy doing that? No, we don't. MicroStrategy is in a big growth phase right now. The founder himself, Michael Saylor, is just a wild animal, and he is purchasing more and more Bitcoin as we go here. So this is a tweet from 3 hours ago. We need more green dots on this. I actually went to the Michael Saylor website. It's called the sailortracker.com. It's kind of like the Santa tracker, but it's the Saylor tracker here. Every single one of these green dots is Michael Saylor, well, the team over at MicroStrategy, buying more Bitcoin. Pretty amazing. Down below, you can see these purchases. The rumor is he bought more today or yesterday. And let's go up to the map up top here. That's that previous purchase there. So the rumor is that more was purchased yesterday or today by Michael Saylor and team. But yeah, there you go. Now, if I look down below here, I saw something. There was an average Bitcoin purchase of about 50 something thousand dollars. So Michael Saylor is the biggest believer of Bitcoin out there. Pretty impressive stuff. Now, Bitcoin itself today has had a bit of a downswing in the last little bit here. So we're down to 96,632 per Bitcoin. We did see highs over the last 5 days here, up around the 99,000 mark. Very close to it, anyways. I think it was 98,944. There's 99,436. So we were getting close to that $100,000 mark. So, I mean, if you bought in at that point, you're probably, oh my goodness, panic selling. Don't panic sell, right? That's what Michael Saylor would say. Hodl. And he thinks that Bitcoin price will be $13 million per Bitcoin in the future, in the long distant future for now. And that got me thinking, like, should I buy Bitcoin? And I don't own any cryptocurrency right now. And it's not like I have a huge bankroll or anything like that. So I went on to my IBKR account looking to see if I could buy it. I couldn't find it. I don't know if you have to be in the US with IBKR to buy it. So I've put out a support memo to them. There's a lot of YouTube videos showing you how to do it, but that option is not showing up on my IBKR. So if that doesn't work, I'm going to be forced to open up maybe like a crypto.com or a different wallet. What do you guys use? What do you enjoy? Have you been able to take money out whenever you want, in those things that you use? Help me out with that one. I'd appreciate that. And, I'm not going to be buying a lot. I want to buy, $100 every couple weeks, or maybe, a few $100s a month, tops on that. But I think it's smart to kind of diversify my portfolio a little bit and have some access or some allotment to the crypto world. I think that's where we're going. So why not get in the car with that? Actually, that reminds me of this meme that I saw on YouTube. Let me share it for you guys. You see that? I'll get my face out of the way here. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, man. There was another one where, what's his name? Negan? And with that sad music in the background, and it's like the kid asks the dad, was Bitcoin really $10,000 at one point, and now it's at 13 million? And Negan says, damn, kid. So I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there 20 years from now. And so I got the FOMO hitting me hard right now. Fear of missing out, but I'm not going to FOMO too hard. I'm not going all in diamond hands on this, but I think it would be advantageous for me personally in my life to just, dip my toe into it. How about you? Do you have Bitcoin, Ethereum? What's the other ones? Cardano, Dogecoin. I like to call it doggy coin, things like that. I'm not, I used to be a gambler. But I'm not a gambler anymore. Once parenthood came in, I stopped the gamble. But yeah, I think it's a good thing to do, and it's not like it's gonna take the cheese out of my macaroni by only putting a few dollars into it every couple of weeks, right? So that's good. I do have some screenshots to share with you here. Let me go ahead and do that with you right now. So the first one here, and I also have some memos here from Michael Saylor. So first one, MSTR isn't just the top stock, but it's the most volatile stock on the market. And so you can see up here, MicroStrategy performance since adoption of Bitcoin. Now, this number actually has gone up since this came out. This came out a few weeks ago, and so that number would have gone up by then. But you can see there, pretty incredible stuff. What else do I have for us? MicroStrategy is to... let me read this one here. Let's talk about, well, there's the volatility, right? Let's talk about the volatility. Volatility equals liquidity and options open interest. Top 10 out of all of the top 500 companies in the S&P 500. They're currently traded per volume at number 7. But if you look at the daily traded volume as a percentage, they're number 1. In fact, this past week, they beat out in volume both Apple and Tesla, which was the first time in the last, oh my goodness, was it 5 years or 10 years that has happened, that either Apple or Tesla wasn't the most traded company. Pretty incredible stuff. What else do I have? I just got a bunch of slides for you to kind of take a look at. I found all of these on the earnings call, by the way. MicroStrategy strategy is to embrace that volatility of the market, and they feel it's making them more powerful and enriching their shareholders. So that's pretty good to see. MicroStrategy has sold 6 convertible bonds. 6 convertible bonds. And I think that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, this is what we have on the screen. All being successful. They use these to buy Bitcoin at all-time highs. Sorry, there's a period there. They used the convertible bonds to buy Bitcoin, and at all-time highs, the graph on the screen here has that Mr. is up 90% with their bonds, plus up 47% with their Bitcoin purchase. So that number has changed. Again, this came out a couple of weeks ago, but that number has changed since then as well. I'm sure it's up a little bit more than 47%. And then they use the bonds for downside protection. So I think that's really smart here. And then Michael Saylor says that they feel Mr. is a Bitcoin treasury. The crypto economy is open 24/7, 7 days a week, right? So you can buy and sell Bitcoin 24/7. That's for sure. And then this screen here that he shared with, he talks about Bitcoin being like, well, he kind of goes like, if you have a pencil and you spin it around, right, it's going to maybe knock over an elastic on the table. But if you take that pencil and make it a baseball bat, well, then it's going to probably hurt your shins. But if you take that baseball bat, you make it, I don't know, a 10-foot pole, well, it's going to create even more pain or action, right? And he kind of equates that to how crypto is right now. It's a giant pole spinning around and creating fluctuation and price increase within Bitcoin, right? So this screen here is just talking about how Bitcoin with the macro economy, and then you have all of these different securities buying Bitcoin, or not just buying Bitcoin, but trading options on Bitcoin. Now, we can see ours isn't on here. MSTY, the one that all of us are probably tuning into this video for, is not on this list, but MSTY has been an absolute beast. It has been the best YieldMax fund so far. And I'm pretty happy to say that I have a little bit of that juice, right? Let's go back over here. Let's take a look. I'll zoom into that just a little bit for you. And I mean, it's been incredible so far. I've been really, really happy with it. I'm excited to have my 100 shares. I do love the options availability for MSTY, but I'm going to stay away for now, unless it gets even juicier, of course. But yeah, I've been happy with it so far. But there is the distribution so far. Remember, past performance doesn't mean future performance is going to happen. So if you're new to this and you're like, oh, I got to get on the FOMO, I got to get on the hype train of MSTY, understand that you may not get the same results that have happened so far. The markets are quickly shifting in different directions. And it's important to understand that, you know, if you put $1,000 in, that it could take a long time to achieve $1,000 back from dividends. It could also, the share price could diminish, could go up, could go down. But it's important to know. And then the last thing on that note was that MSTY was $19 just 2 months ago. And then before that, in February, it was $44. So you can see the price goes up and down like a yo-yo. So understand your own risk and how you will deal with it if the price goes down, okay? I think that's important for sure. I like to exercise caution. That is for sure. So I want to leave you guys on one last note here. The life you want isn't out of reach. It's just outside of your comfort zone. So go out and take it. My name is Mike. This channel's name is Health and Wealth. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.